Great presentation, and I think we can see how important it is to have a very clear vision on what you want to achieve with a connected product. We are a small company founded in 2017, part of the A1 Telecom Master Group, and we have around 1,500 customers around this part of the portfolio: IoT, advanced analytics, European cloud, cybersecurity, networks as a service. We are a little bit smaller than a large company. We are 200 people around, and very focused on the DACH space. So we all speak German and spend time between München and Vienna and all these parts. What is important here is, I think, to understand why are we here. We at A1 Digital, we are here because we want to help customers, startups like Fita. We want to help large customers like Coca-Cola bottlers and all other customers who would like to get into this, execute on the vision of having connected products. Why do you need connected products? And why do you need to really spend your time focusing on doing this in a very cost-effective way? First and foremost, because the world is changing, and what we are seeing right now is a lot of change coming from the business model, a lot of innovations coming from the business model. We don't believe in technology being the driver of innovation. We believe in business models being the driver of innovation. And one thing that we are seeing right now is that all this hardware-based, transactional, unit-based business models are going back into the back seat, I would say, and into the driver's seat are coming business models like pay-per-use, pay-per-consumption, pay-per-produced piece of equipment, and so on and so forth. And if you want to get into those business models, data-driven business models as we call them, you need to have a connected product. You need to have a product that, and I think the presentation from Histo was excellent. You see how much value can be extracted once you have a connected product in the middle of your business model, understanding how to improve certain things. We do exactly that. So we help clients get from a pure hardware selling business into the data-driven business model through a cohesive piece of technology. We call it a stack. And in this stack, we take care of the measurement hardware, the sensors. We develop the sensors. We develop the firmware for the clients. We develop the connectivity, which is very difficult to do, by the way. I'll get into more detail later on. We have the IoT platform, and we have the analytics. And why is this important to have all in a cohesive piece of software, in a cohesive stack? Because customers don't have the time and the money to experiment. And when I say customers, I mean industrial customers. They don't have the time and the money to put 200 people to run experiment after experiment and spend 3 years in the development cycle. So what we are trying to do is to shorten, to crash that schedule to the very, very, very limited amount of time required for innovation. And that's what we do. So a connected product, I was told, by the way, that I will get your attention with a cat. So here's your first cat of the day, more to come. From the perspective of an end customer, a connected product is this. It's basically a sensor, we saw one today, and an app. This is it. You don't see anything. It's impossible to ask from a consumer more. That's what you have. But if you look into the background, from the perspective of a vendor, of a startup creating this connected product, then you have that across your competencies in manufacturing and sales of hardware. Now you have the topic of IT infrastructure, software application development, IT operations. Now you need to take care of subscription business, a new business model, by the way. You need to take care of that billing, of the payment. You need to take care of data privacy, consumer legislation. Can you roam abroad? Can your device be taken outside of a specific part or a geography? And the most important thing, by the way, is now you have a direct customer relationship. Now there are ideally millions of consumers for Alex. All of them want to have immediate feedback. All of them expect, because I have an app, I'm connected to the vendor, so I expect immediate feedback. If you don't react to that, well, you're not a good vendor, blah, blah, blah. And so your reputation goes down. How you try to solve all of this? By putting machine learning in place, creating data products. Alex was explaining exactly that. You take data from your consumers and you sell them. You sell all the other participants in the ecosystem that data. So these are classic things that you do when you have connected products. But you were not doing this before. None of these competencies were available to you before. So now you need to create those competencies in the first place and maintain them. That costs money. The second thing that happens is that once you have those competencies in place and data from your product starts flowing into your organization, now you will get into what Hristo was explaining before. You need to orchestrate your whole company around this data. And now you have manufacturing people speaking to supply chain people. You will have people from customer service discussing with marketing that the expectations were not set properly, and so on and so forth. And what you do is that you have a networked organization working around a data graph. And that data graph needs to be created. You need to make the data from your product accessible to all your parts of the different parts of the company. So that's where the interdisciplinary part of the collaboration comes in, okay? And so how do we solve this problem? How do we help our clients solve this problem? What's our recommendation? Our recommendation is not to go, that we differ a little bit from Hristo. We don't go with specific platforms for specific issues. We tell them, try to put all of it in one stack, that stack being completely open for all industrial protocols. And this is what we do then here. We tell them, okay, we will give you hardware platforms, connectivity, and then, well, the cloud that we were talking about, this is Exascale. We don't have to go to Amazon or Microsoft. We have our own cloud, but that's because many of our European clients, they don't want to go into certain platforms, so they want to keep data in Europe. That's why we do this for them. And all of these stacks are completely open, so the client can evolve the whole. The evolution is an important information here. You need to be able to evolve your business based on this stack, because you're not going to have a connected product for 1 day or 3 days. It's going to be there for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And you will have, that's an important thing, you will have contracts with your clients that will be 5 to 3, 7 years. And so because I have only 15 minutes, so I don't have, I'm going to be very short. I will show you right now a couple of real life customers. We did for Austrian Railways, we created a sensor, and the problem they were having is they didn't know where their cargo wagons were. And so what we did for them was creating a sensor, putting that sensor, right now it's in around 20,000 rail cars. And they know where their cargo cars are. They know what the impact of basically the geolocation, the acceleration. If there were any shocks, they will know this. And what happens is that you won't believe this, but it's very easy to destroy a cargo, a very robust cargo car can be destroyed if you drop 5 tons of metal scrap on top of it. And that's what has been happening all over the place for the last, 60 years or 80 years, but nobody knew when is this happening and where is this happening. And now you know this, and now they can take care of damage detection. They can also take care of detection of infrastructural damage. That's when the infrastructure damages the rail car. And they can detect flat spots. This is when, for example, the brakes from a car are not being taken off properly, and the locomotive doesn't care if you have the brakes on or not. It will pull the car and then will create these flat spots. So all of this is detected by using machine learning and taking vibration data as the combination of vibration data and GPS location acceleration as is what gives you this ability. So we did something similar, but not the same, for Gartner, one of the largest logistic companies in Central Europe. And with them, the most important thing was the location of the cargo, the containers, but also the machines. So all of this, you see, is the same template. I don't believe that there is a fantastic innovation in here. It's just applying a proven template with low cost, with high degree of fidelity. That's the important thing here. The problem they had was that they wanted to have intermodal transportation. So a container will move from, let's say, from Austria to Romania by truck, and then will be put on a ship, and then will taken by truck from Turkey to some other place. So tracking all of this, you need to track the container, not the car. And so that's what we did for that. We created this type of logistic telematics for them. Works perfectly, nothing to be said, and nothing special. But we also got into with the same stack, we got into real complex stuff, like, for example, taking care of welding insights. This is understanding the welding anomalies. So I don't know if you've seen, this is a project we're doing with one of the largest car manufacturers. I cannot mention the name, but it's not far away from here. So basically what they're doing is they have some welding anomalies, and they come very spotty, so it's not something that happens. It's not even 1,000, let's say 1 per 1,000. It's not 1 per 10,000. It's less. So so you need to focus on how do you get this anomaly, how do you detect it properly, and how do you react to that. So basically what we did was connecting the welding robots, the welding guns, and analyzing each welding gun independently, and then cohesively understanding the performance of 1,000 welding guns at the same time. So we created a lot of anomaly detectors. This is very heavy load, and what I'm trying to give you is the idea that the message is, you will have simple projects that you can solve with the same stack, but you will have hugely complex projects like this one that can be solved also with the same stack. So the cost of ownership is very low. That's what we commit to our clients. And because the cost of ownership is very low, you can have then situations in which you have, for example, and we've done this is real data. I cannot mention the customers, but we've basically shortened development cycles twice, from 2 years to 6 months. We have been able to create 6 weeks prototypes for our clients, working prototypes, by the way, so that can be sent to customers, and around 8 months from first idea to a final product. So this is something that requires really, as I said, proven templates. That's what I'm trying to mention here. And we are telling I think time is good. So what we are saying to our clients is, okay, focus on business problems. Forget about technology. You'll find technology. Technology is there for you. Don't get all IT crazy around what kind of technology, what kind of protocols. All of this is a solvable issue. Redesign your enterprise around data usage. Make sure that you get into this interdisciplinary game early on. Don't think from the IT. Don't think only from the product. Think from the cohesive, as a cohesive enterprise. Iterate fast, very fast, faster than SpaceX. So basically every 2 weeks you have an iteration, and you need to find out what works, what doesn't, and what is okay, what is not okay. Get feedback early, and just kill projects if they don't provide value, or as you discussed in your business case. What we also recommend is getting the right tech partner on board early. And here's one, it doesn't have to be a One Digital, by the way, you can work with any tech partner, but get it early. It doesn't matter who is it, but get it early. And try to get someone who can solve all the problems of the IoT stack, from hardware to connectivity, through IoT, through machine learning, because you will not have time to exchange a lot of, let's say, different optimizations. Then you will have to spend time coordinating different vendors. Again, it doesn't have to be me, us, it could be anybody, but make sure that you focus on someone that can get you faster into this proven cycle of iterations. And then last but not least, prioritize intercompany and interdisciplinary work. So we have one client, I think I can mention the name, is Rettische Bahn in the Schweiz, in Switzerland, sorry. And I was invited to a discussion with the CIO a couple of months ago, and when we entered that discussion, none of us could differentiate who was from our team and who was from the customer's team. They were calling each other first names, which is in the German space not normal, and they were all spending time together, and we said, why are we here? We should just leave the call, let them work. There's nothing to discuss here. And so we left both, and this is interesting. So this type of working together, that needs to happen, and you need to feel fine with that partner. Last but not least, a dog now, not a cat. And this is one of our largest customers. This is Tractive. More references on what we do you can find at A1 Digital /IoT. And because I don't want to go without leaving you something here, here's an invitation. You can take 2 hours of free consulting on us. If you want to have any sort of conversation, discussions on your business model, more than happy to be your partner in this conversation. And from there, we'll take it whenever you. It's open. So it has no expiration on it. Okay, so that's it. I think 12 minutes.
So thank you very much. That was a